I feel like society is just at war on what the best gender is. Nothing more, nothing less. What's up, guys? My name is Luke. Welcome to my first YouTube commentary video. First thing first, let me acknowledge the fact that I'm really wrestling with the idea of doing this in the first place. Reason being is because I know it requires a certain level of work ethic, and also it requires a certain level of consistency and persistency. And personally, I'll admit I was not ready to meet any of the above requirements. But then again, due to the fact that I really enjoy giving my opinion to different topics, I thought to myself, well, there's no better time than now. So here I am recording my first commentary video. And truthfully speaking, so far, I really don't have any major goals of sort. Even though I feel it's well fitting to have some sort of goal when doing this type of work, all I have for me personally now is just my desire to improve my speaking skills, to grow an audience, and to create content that adds value in one way or another. And so those are my only motivations for now. So on my channel, I'm going to be focused on commentary, reactions, and adding value. And regarding commentary, I'm going to be giving my honest opinion on certain social issues where I see it's going to be well fitting for me to give my opinion on. And from time to time, I'm going to be bringing on different friends of mine whose opinion I respect. And so let's dive into it. 5 months back, I teamed up with a friend to create a short poetry visual, let me call it that, based on a poem I had written. And the poem was as a result of a conversation I had with a couple of friends of mine. And before I expand on what the discussion was all about, let's watch some important clips from the poem so that at least you get an idea of what the discussion was all about. Well, personally, I just like the beginning and how it starts and how it was edited. So yeah. Well, I must acknowledge that this was really hard to do. Hey, really hard to do. In as much as I can pinpoint a lot of mistakes we did throughout the project, and also, yeah. And if you really want to watch the whole project, please do make sure to click. There's a link below. I'm gonna leave a link below, and just go and watch the whole poem and all. So yeah. Here's to the brave man. Here's to the world shakers. Here's to the curse breakers. Here's to the boundary movers. Here's to the great thinkers. Here's to the world changers, here's to the tenacious one, here's to a black man, here's to a black child. Fighting a stronghold mindfully built a grounded hereditary impairment. Made of history, statistically proven is 4 times more likely in comparison to a woman to be strangled than to strangle the fragile life out of him by use of a noose. It's both murder and suicide, one and the same. Just a mere glance of him arouses an agitation, feeling of everything gone loose. You somehow believe he fits the same shoes. Guilty for everything gone loose like this armless noose. Of course he is to blame, cause I mean, who else do you blame for his misery, poverty, calamity, destitution, and disadvantage? Piece of life is a nobody, only a mere shadow, reflection of history. No need for introduction or reintroduction, cause you two already met. So brace yourself and hold on to that thought and picture as we enter his world and wrongly pictured history.
Anyway, that's it. So,
yeah. Basically, both the poem and the discussion were based on the overall difficulties man faced in general, and how failure to deal with these issues result in ramifications that have the worst impact on the people around us, on future generation, and on society. And because men are not voicing out these issues, hence we have studies that have shown that the rate of suicide amongst men is literally more than that of women, and this is due to social pressure, which finds its roots in the patriarchy social system. And this is literally a system where men are considered more superior than women, holding more responsibility than women. Hence the expectation on man is obviously high. And fortunately or unfortunately, the notion of man being superior and more dominant is literally considered a natural way of life, and it runs deep in our cultures, belief system, and our social institution, and that explains the pressure. Because men are expected to sort of portray strength, boldness, and show no emotion at all point, which is funny. I mean, imagine living life like a robot, you know? Funny enough, society still holds men to these expectations, and please don't get me wrong. The patriarchy social system had certain benefits to it. Just like any other social system, there exists both the pros and cons. And fast forward, society has become more progressive in our ways of thinking and living, and a lot of social notions have been challenged and changed. And with that, we have reformative social movements such as the feminist movement, which stands as a voice for women to fight in improving a lot of unfair conditions that a lot of women are facing nowadays, to which personally I have no problem with. But then again, this is where my problem comes in. Considering that we are now progressive in our ways of thinking and our ways of living, yet still I feel, in fact, I see that because of social expectations society placed on man, or rather that society is still placing on man, even though it states otherwise. You know, the funny thing is, modern society is more driven by the emotion rather than intelligence or logic. And a lot of what men go through doesn't carry weight. I mean, take a look at this article, for instance, on gender equality. It states, most people still see gender issues as women's issues, even though the strict definition of gender encompasses both male and female, and that it's easy to pinpoint boys about how they become a terror to women by their uncouth behavior. But honestly, it's the society which creates this gender stereotypes, not the gender itself. And that boys were more likely than girls to report adversity, including physical neglect, sexual abuse, and violence victimization. Moreover, boys facing adversity were 11 times more likely to be engaged in violence compared to 4 times amongst girls. I mean, why are men not being listened to? Are we not equals? Because if we've progressed, then why do we still hold men to old standards? Why? And funny enough, why does this only apply or become a thing only when a man is being disfavored? I mean, why? Why do these expectations only arise when a man is being disfavored? Yes. Shouldn't our expectation on men adjust to our progressive way of thinking? Just a question. I mean, not only in one area, but in all areas of life. Well, no. Society still holds man to old expectation regardless. And this is crazy. And from the whole discussion, personally, I found that a lot of reformative social movement start off very good with the best of intentions, but over time turn toxic due to misinterpretation. One example is the red pill community, for instance. Started off very good, but turned just too far. They're far gone. The same applies to the feminist movement as well. And these are just topics for another day. So personally, I feel like society is just at war on what the best gender is. Nothing more, nothing less. One gender is being favored over the other, having the tendency to only side with one gender. That's society for you. And in return, the other gender retaliates and the war continues. And the truth of the matter is, individuals don't want to understand that we, man and woman, are equal in worth, because we both play different roles, and that just certain roles we both, man and woman, can play equally, and that just other roles only suitable for a particular gender, and we can't argue with that. So those are just my thoughts. That's it, guys, and that was just a little introduction. So I guess I'll see you on the next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the whole topic, and let's get this going. Ciao.